Welcome, listeners, to another deep dive. Forget sifting through endless articles. We've done the heavy lifting for you. We bring you the sharpest insights, the most surprising truths, straight to your ears. Today, we're journeying into Nigeria. We're spotlighting 4 states that, honestly, shatter stereotypes and reveal this vibrant tapestry of culture. We're talking Ekiti, Kwara, Oyo, and Yobes. Our mission, well, it's to move beyond just, surface-level stuff. We want to truly uncover their unique cultural, historical, geographical, and social sides, give you a shortcut to being genuinely well-informed.
And we've really dug deep for this one, pulled from a fantastic stack of research, articles, notes, all sorts of things. We're here to distill those really important facts and, yeah, some truly surprising nuggets of knowledge, make what might seem complex incredibly clear and hopefully engaging for you.
Okay, let's start our exploration then. In Ekiti, a state deeply rooted in its identity, right? The land of honor and integrity, and historically the fountain of knowledge. What strikes me right away is the reputation of its people. What makes the Ekiti Yoruba subgroup stand out so much? Especially, that intellectual identity.
Right, that intellectual reputation, it's not just like hearsay, it's really woven into their history. The people are predominantly from the Ekiti Yoruba subgroup. There's some Akukoko too, and they're highly regarded, exceptionally literate, hardworking, upright, and very articulate. Their origins, they trace back to Ile-Ife. That's the city revered as the mythical birthplace of the Yoruba people, founded by sons of Oduduwa, their progenitor. That's the belief. Even the name Ekiti, it comes from the terrain. It's hilly. Ile-Ekiti basically means land of hills.
Huh. Land of hills?
Yeah.
Simple enough.
And historically, Ekiti played a really significant role in the pre-colonial Kiriji War. That was 1877 to 1893. They were fighting for independence against Ibadan forces. And that struggle for autonomy, I think, really shaped that reputation for honor and integrity.
Makes sense. That fight would forge a strong identity.
Exactly. The modern state, it was officially formed October 1st, 1996, carved out of the older Ondo state.
Okay, so that history resonates.
Yeah.
And if you thought the intellectual heritage was unique, wait till you hear about the culture.
Yeah.
Over 50 traditional festivals here. Can you maybe give us a glimpse, just a couple of examples of these celebrations?
Oh, absolutely. There's the Ipa masquerade in Isan, for instance. It's not just a dance. Imagine these towering, really intricate carvings, and they're brought to life through movement, telling ancient stories.
Wow.
Then you have the Ogun Festival in Iri-Ekiti. It honors Ogun, the deity of iron and war. It's a powerful display, community, respect. And for a broader view, the National Festival of Arts and Culture, NAFest. That really showcases Ekiti's dance, the crafts, and of course, the food.
Sounds like a feast for the senses.
Ah.
What about the music then? And the food that fuels all this cultural energy?
Well, the musical heritage is deeply Yoruba, rich percussion, like talking drums, which literally speak tones. They mimic language. And bata drums, too, known for their powerful rhythms, essential for masquerade chants. Food-wise, staples are things like yam, cassava, cocoa, and rice. Commonly prepared as amala, that's a kind of doughy swallow, great for scooping stews, or fufu and various porridges. But these aren't just everyday meals. Ceremonial dishes have huge cultural importance in celebrations, symbolizing unity, respect.
Okay, picture this landscape then. Shaped by ancient forces, rolling hills over 250 meters high, carved from tough, metamorphic rock. That's a lot of Ekiti. It's rugged, tells a geological story. Hills define areas like Edo, Ekiti, Aikir, Ikivan, Okamezi. Ecologically, it ranges from southern forests up to northern savanna. And if you go into the Isa Forest Reserve, you might spot Mona monkeys, forest buffalo, gray parrots, even Nigeria-Cameroon chimpanzees.
Quite diverse.
And the Obeshe tree, Triplachetton scleroxylon, that's the state tree, symbolizes its environmental, its cultural value.
Yeah.
So this unique geography, the hills, the ecosystems, it's the backdrop for these vibrant people. Who lives in this land of honor and integrity? How does all this shape their daily lives?
It really paints a picture of a society where intellectual pursuit is just sort of woven into the fabric of identity. Demographically, Ekiti has an estimated 3.6 million people. That was the 2022 estimate. And it truly is renowned as an educational hub. Produces a remarkable number of professors, really. You'll find notable figures, like the incredibly talented singer Sadaya Du, Niniola, Teniola Pada, and the literary giant Niyo Sundar. They all hail from here.
Some big names there.
Yeah. The capital, Ado-Ekiti, it's famous for its hills and, of course, the academic institutions. But beyond the capital, you have these iconic sites. Ikogosi Warm Springs, globally known for its unique hot and cold springs flowing side by side.
Right, I've heard of that one. Amazing.
It is. Then there's Arinta Waterfalls, the ice forest reserve we mentioned, and the stunning Owu Waterfalls in Ogatun. Language-wise, it's primarily the Akiti dialect of Yoruba. Their current motto, Land of Honor and Integrity. The heritage motto is Fountain of Knowledge. And there's a local idiom, Adoni ile Ifa, means Adu is the home of Ifa. It underscores its spiritual significance as a center for the traditional Yoruba divination system and wisdom.
Fascinating. Okay, from that intellectual heartland, where do we go next?
Let's shift our gaze westwards to Kwara, a state whose name itself evokes something different. Harmony. Harmony amidst incredible diversity. What makes Kwara truly live up to its state of harmony nickname is its incredibly rich ethnic mosaic. You've got Yoruba, Nupe, Bariba, also known as Batonabusa, and Fulani communities, all living together.
That's quite a mix.
It is, and this diversity is remarkably mirrored in its religious landscape, too. Islam, Christianity, indigenous traditions, all coexisting. This coexistence, it shapes everything. Festivals, architecture. It shows that harmony isn't just an idea there, it's, a lived experience.
That's a powerful identity to have. How did this unique blend come about, historically?
Well, historically, Kwara was tied to the powerful Oyo Empire. Then later, it came under the influence of the Nupe Kingdom and the Sokoto Caliphate. That was in the early 1800s, colonial era. It was incorporated into the Northern Nigeria Protectorate around 1900. Kwara State itself was formed in 1967, though its borders, they've shifted a bit in 76 and again in 91, reflecting that ongoing evolution of its diverse communities.
Right. So it's clear that Kwara's popular traditions really showcase this diverse heritage and that communal spirit you mentioned. Tell us about some of these distinctive festivals. What stands out?
Okay, take the Ijakari Festival in Offa. It's a yearly wrestling celebration. Honors heritage, justice, imagine mock duels, wrestlers showing strength, agility, all amidst these vibrant masquerades.
Sounds lively.
Very. Or the Petiti Regatta, a spectacular event, thrilling boat races, cultural performances right there along the Niger River. And a truly unique one is the Easy Stone Figure Festival. It's held around the world's largest collection of these mysterious soapstone sculptures at the Easy Museum. It's a site that, frankly, raises more questions than answers, adds to the state's mystique.
Mysterious figures. You can almost hear the drums and, I don't know, taste the food just thinking about it. What are some of Kwara's distinctive culinary traditions? In musical ones.
Musically, you hear traditional sounds like newt music. It has these distinctive Enyana-Chizi drums, praise chants. Alongside that, strong Yoruba drumming traditions persist. For cuisine, staples include yam, maize, millet, sorghum, beans, rice, often prepared as stew, that's a popular grain-based swallow, or various porridges. But you also find delicious local specialties, like river-fresh fish, especially from Patigi, and distinctive indigenous Nupe and Yoruba stews, highlighting the contributions of all its groups.
Okay, landscape-wise, Kwara sounds like a mix. West Sudanian savanna, forest savanna mosaics, crisscrossed by rivers like the Niger, Aza, Awun, Oyun. And for wildlife fans, parts of the Borgu section of Kinji National Park are in Kwara, home to hippos, elephants, lions, antelope.
That's right. And Old Oyo National Park also dips in, hosting crowned eagles, buffalo.
Wow. And there's Owu Waterfalls in Ifelodun, LGA, about 120 meters. West Africa's tallest waterfall, like nature built its own skyscraper, you said? What does this blend of nature and culture mean for the people living there?
It means a vibrant living heritage. Kwara has an estimated 3.4 million residents as of 2022, a large urban concentration around the capital, Ilorin. Notable figures include the politician Bukola Saraki and the incredibly distinctive musician Logbasha. His music often blends traditional and modern sounds, sort of reflecting Kwara's essence.
Ah, Logbacha, yes.
Ilorin itself is a key site, home to the Royal Palace, the stunning new Central Mosque. And of course, the Easy Museum, with over 1,000 of those enigmatic soapstone figures, a must-see. Patigi is renowned for its regatta. Linguistically, Kwara is a tapestry. Various Yoruba dialects, Nupe, Batonu, Busa, full spoken. Its nickname, State of Harmony, it truly reflects this, symbolizing unity among its varied groups, not division.
Okay, State of Harmony. Now, let's move on to Oyo, the pace-setter state.
Yeah.
And it really does live up to that name, doesn't it? With that incredible historical legacy of firsts. Oyo is predominantly Yoruba with distinct subgroups, Oyos, Ibadans, Ibrapas. Its moniker, pace-setter state, it's not just catchy, it reflects that historical and modern leadership role in Nigeria. Can you elaborate a bit on these firsts, how they shaped its identity?
Indeed. Oyo was once home to the mighty Oyo Empire, a powerful Yoruba state, flourished from the 16th to the 19th centuries. Left an indelible mark, the modern state. created February 3rd, 1976, from the former Western state. And Ibadan, the capital, truly holds a special place in history. It was the seat of colonial regional authority, and it boasts numerous African firsts. The continent's first TV station, its first skyscraper cocoa house, its first stadium, even its first university, the University of Ibadan.
That's quite a list.
It is. These firsts aren't just footnotes. They speak to a foundational ambition, a pioneering spirit. It set the stage for much of Nigeria's modern development, a powerful reminder that progress often comes from a bold willingness to lead.
An impressive list of pioneering achievements. But the cultural richness doesn't stop there, right? Oyo's festivals sound incredible.
They are. The Sango Festival, held annually at the Elephant's Palace. It honors the thunder deity Sango. It's even recognized by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage. It's vibrant, electrifying, devotion and history on display.
UNESCO recognition, wow.
But maybe even more fascinating is the Ibeji, or Twins, festival in Igboora. This town is globally famous for its unusually high rate of twin births. So the Ibeji Festival is this unique phenomenon, celebrates thousands of twins with music, dance. It's joyful, heartwarming.
A town famous for twins, that's unique.
Absolutely. There's also the Ogun Festival, the Obaluwai Festival, each with their own stories and traditions.
So what about the sounds and tastes of Ogo? How do they reflect this pace-setter identity?
Well, the music is deeply rooted in rich Yoruba drumming traditions. Talking drums, intricate ensemble rhythms, integral to festivals, daily life. It's a language in itself. And many modern artists with deep roots in Oyo, like the acclaimed Nice and the iconic Saida Do again.
Said has roots in Ekiti and Oyo.
Well, her father is from Oyo State, Ibadan specifically, though she was born in Ibadan and has Ekiti heritage too. A good example of the connections. They carry local dialects and rhythms into global music. Proving Oyo continues to set musical trends. For cuisine, staples include amala, that versatile swallow, pounded yam, fufu, often paired with hearty soups like egusi, edikaikon, wubigiri, pepper soups, central to hospitality celebrations.
Geographically, you find fascinating features like Idanre and Okowe Suspended Lake in the Igbeti area. Key landmarks include the beautiful Agodi Gardens, the historic Bowers Tower, great views from there, I hear, and the Grand Mapo Hall. You also have Old Oyo National Park, the University of Ibadan Zoo. The ecosystem is a mix of forests, savanna, wildlife like monkeys, hyenas in its parks, major population centers. Ibadan, of course, one of Africa's largest cities, plus Oyo Town, Ogbomoso, Saki Ising. Each adds to the state's cultural tapestry. Can you tell us about some notable figures from Oyo?
Certainly. Notable figures. Well, historical scholars like Wande Abimbola, a revered authority on Ifa, creative talents like the popular actress Bucky Wright, their iconic landmarks really tell a story of ambition and heritage. Cocoa House, built 65 in Ibadan, Africa's first skyscraper, a powerful symbol of modern ambition, economic foresight.
Still standing tall?
Yes. Mapo Hall, that majestic colonial-era town hall on Mapo Hill, another architectural marvel, a community focal point. And the National Museum of Unity in Oyo Town celebrates Nigeria's rich cultural diversity, language, dominantly Yoruba with distinct Oyo, Ibadan, Ibarapa varieties. Beyond the pacesetter state nickname, locals have sayings like Omo Ibadan lon say Ibadan, means only an Ibadan child truly knows Ibadan, reflects deep civic pride, that unique identity, plus lovely twin-focused praises highlighting their cultural values.
Really paints a picture. Okay, from the industrious southwest, let's journey north now, to Yobe, known as the pride of the Sahel.
Exactly. And this state powerfully illustrates how geography and, importantly, resilience shape cultural identity. Its ethnic mosaic is incredibly rich, dominated by the Kanuri alongside Hausa, Fulani, Bade, Bole, Nagamo, and Dizim, and Shua communities. What's remarkable here is the continuity of pre-colonial governance, preserved through long-standing emirates like Patiskum and Bade, shows a deep respect for tradition.
Okay, Yobe was carved out of Borno State, August 27, 1991. And it's important we acknowledge Yobe has faced significant challenges, particularly the Boko Haram insurgency since the early 2010s. Its capital, Damaturu, towns like Patiskum. They endured attacks. A state of emergency was declared in 2013. We're presenting this information as it was in our source material just to give you, the listener, the full context impacting the state. Given these challenges, how have Yobe's festivals and traditions shown not just cultural richness, but that incredible resilience you mentioned?
That's a crucial point. Yobe's festivals are powerful testaments to the people's spirit. Take the Bade Fishing Festival, or Maui Ganga, at Gogoram. It's an annual competition. Thousands dive into the river. It's this vibrant blend of competition, dance, unity. The fact that it successfully resumed in 2020 after a period of disruption, that speaks volumes about the community spirit, the vital role these traditions play in identity and recovery.
Wow, that's powerful, the festival returning.
It really is. Other cultural showcases include the Makina Festival, Marpo events, grand Durbar ceremonies, highlighting emirs, horses, traditional drumming. Each one is an act of cultural affirmation.
So cultural practices as a form of communal strength? What does the musical landscape sound like in Yobe? And what about the food that nourishes its people?
Musically, you find beautiful folk melodies, rich Kanuri and Ngamo praise chants, percussion, flute woven into ceremonies, often telling stories of the land, its people. Food-wise, staple dishes are two that millet or rice swallow. Served with delicious soups like mian kuka, tasha, kurewa, hearty, nourishing meals suited to the climate. And river-fresh fish from the Yobe and Hadijia rivers are also significant, enriching local markets, meals, showcasing the bounty even arid lands can offer.
Geographically, Yobe is characterized by its dry Sahel savanna landscape. Though you do find greener river valleys down south near Gaidam and Damaturu, scenic hillsides like Guya Valley too. Natural sites include the Tulo Tulo Oasis near Yusufari, the desert land of hope, they call it. Guya Valley itself, an ancient Karai refuge, known to have hyenas, monkeys. And the Dego Bird Sanctuary, massive, 657 square kilometers, a haven for migratory waterfowl. Who are the people living in this resilient landscape? What are some of their most significant cultural markers?
Yobe has an estimated 3.6 million people, again, 2022 estimate. Damaturu is the capital. Patiskum is a significant hub, especially for pastoral trade. It's proudly home to Africa's largest cattle market, showcases its economic vitality.
Largest cattle market in Africa, interesting.
But perhaps one of the most remarkable historical artifacts is the Dufuna canoe. It's 8,000 years old, the oldest known boat in Africa. Just think about that. 8,000 years.
Incredible.
That's a connection to humanity's earliest ingenuity, right there in Yobe. Puts the term ancient heritage into real perspective. Linguistically, Yobe is truly multilingual. Kanuri, Hausa, Fulfulde, Karai, Bede, Bole, and Gamon, Gizim, Shua, Arabic, all spoken. Its nickname, Pride of the Sahel, truly encapsulates its identity, celebrating resilience, rich culture amidst an arid landscape.
Okay, wow. We've covered a lot of ground. After diving deep into these four distinct Nigerian states, Ekiti, Kwara, Oyo, Yobe, what fascinating connections or maybe contrasts stand out for you as we try to, weave these threads together?
Well, what consistently emerges across all these states, really, is the centrality of traditional festivals. They're key to community life. Whether it's Epa Masquerade in Ekiti, Ijakati in Kwara, Sango in Oyo, or bait fishing in Yobe, these aren't just shows. They're vital, dynamic expressions of identity, history, communal spirit, often acting as powerful anchors, especially during challenging times.
Yeah, that festival aspect really came through strongly.
Definitely. We also see the pervasive influence of Yoruba culture in the southwestern states, Ekiti, Kwara, Oyo. Yet each maintains its unique dialect, its cultural nuances, proving shared heritage can still bloom into distinct identities. Agricultural staples, yam, maize, rice key to their diets. River systems like the Niger and Kwara, the Yobe and Hadejia in Yobe play crucial roles. Ecology, economy, and finally, that theme of resilience. It's palpable in all their histories, their modern identities, especially evident in Yobe.
It's clear each state shines in its own way, though. Beyond the facts, what's that sort of intangible essence? What truly sets each apart despite these shared threads?
Absolutely. Each state is like a distinct thread, right? Vibrant, unique. And when woven together, they create this incredible tapestry, reveals the true diversity, the interconnectedness of Nigeria. Ekiti, for example, truly lives up to that fountain of knowledge reputation, marked by its highly educated people, unique geology like Ikogosi warm springs. Kwara, the state of harmony, stands out for its extraordinary ethnic and religious blend, and the intriguing mystery of those easy soapstone figures, still baffling archaeologists.
Until unsolved.
Exactly. Oyo, the pace-setter state, defined by its impressive list of historical firsts in Africa, sparks so much modern development. And that globally unique, joyful Ibeji festival in Igbo Ora. And Yobe, Pride of the Sahel, showcases incredible resilience amidst its dry landscape, boasting ancient heritage like the 8,000-year-old Dufuna canoe, and its vibrant Bade fishing festival, which made that powerful, symbolic return.
And that's why these specific, tangible details offer such a richer, more personal understanding of Nigeria's incredible diversity. Much better than any broad generalization ever could. It really transforms how you see these places. What an incredible deep dive. We've uncovered a huge amount of unique information, gained insights into the rich cultural, historical, geographical, social facets of Ekiti, Kwara, Oyo, and Yobe. We really hope you feel much more well-informed now, quickly, thoroughly, about these fascinating parts of Nigeria.
And this journey, it sparks an important thought, maybe for you, the listener. How do these deeply rooted cultural identities, these historical legacies, these geographical landscapes, how do they continue to influence the modern-day choices, the future aspirations of the people in these states? What further deep dives could you undertake to understand more about that dynamic interplay? Tradition and modernity in such diverse regions, perhaps a look at how specific local traditions adapt to global influences, or how regional economies are shaped by both ancient practices and modern innovation, something to think about.
Definitely food for thought. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Nigeria. Until next time.